Parish has been having a tough time in all these series, and here's the reason why. He can't get where he wants to get. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not noted for his muscle, but a good pass saves it, and Parish scores inside.
Here's Robert Parish, who is called the Chief because of his wooden, solemn look. But off the court, he is a laughing, smiling guy, and his hobby is watching horror films of all things.
He's got more horror movies. I think he's got The Bride of Frankenstein, The Husband of Frankenstein, whatever.
Jerry Buss, the owner of the Lakers, and John Robinson, the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. One of many Los Angelinos who have made the trip east for this series, which will resume Sunday, Game 3 from the Forum in Los Angeles at 3:30 Eastern Time. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Cross-court pass. McHale is fouled inside. Danny Ainge, who has 3 assists and is 4 for 4 from the field, has made a definite contribution off the bench for Boston.
He's been the 4th guard for the Celtics most of the season, and a lot of people claim he's inconsistent, but he's being played inconsistent. So you kind of expect that, but today, or this evening, he certainly is doing his job.
There's Danny Ainge, who was at Brigham Young, who's awfully scrappy. A lot of his play under the microscope when he's come here has been under pressure. Foul was on Jamal Wilkes, his second. Kevin McHale on the line. Celtics have hit 15 out of 18 from the line. LA has struggled. They've made only 3 shots out of 9.
And they're not getting that fast break going with Magic not being in the lineup right now, and that's where they fatten up their shooting percentage. Easy layups.
Has Magic been out a long time?
Well, he needs a little bit of a rest, but Michael Cooper does not provide that type of passing that Magic does.
7 seconds on the shot clock. McAdoo gets it into Kareem. Here's that skyhook. Danny Ainge comes down with it. 6:38 to go in the first half. 10-point lead. Scott Wedman. The crowd was ready to erupt on that one. And the Celtics maintain control. Wedman. And here comes the break. McAdoo on the outlet pass. The first pass on the fast break. Byron Scott, the basket counts and a foul. Byron Scott. The crowd does not like the call, and that's not a surprise. What a play by Scott.
He pushes up quickly at the Celtic defense and angles in on Ainge and kind of hit Ainge in the head. The crowd didn't like it, but he'll be at the line shooting for a 3-point play.
Dennis Johnson comes in for Scott Wedman, who gets a hand. Wedman scored 4 points. James Worthy returns to the ball game for the Lakers, replacing Jamal Wilkes. And so the Lakers now have a front line of Wilkes, Worthy, and McAdoo, with Cooper and Scott in the backcourt. Dennis Johnson and Ainge make up the Boston guards. Here's Ainge, long range. Cooper gives it to Bird. Cooper tried to save it, but he fired it to Larry Bird. And it's a 9-point Boston lead at 51-42 with 5:44 to go in the first half. McAdoo close in. He's dangerous from there.
Well, he keeps finding the right man every single time, Jabbar. Every time he's double teamed, they're getting a good shot out of it, the Lakers.
Ainge is wide open. On the other side, McHale draws the foul. Maxwell and McHale have drawn the foul. It's on Bob McAdoo, and for McAdoo, that is his second personal foul. So Earvin Magic Johnson has had his rest. He comes back in the ball game. He went out leading everyone with 14 points, and he still has 14. Byron Scott gets a breather. And Kurt Rambis is back. He's had a hyperextended elbow, and that's why he has all that contraption on that left arm. McAdoo also goes out. McAdoo goes out. He scored 6 points and 5 rebounds. So he's played better today than he did in game 1.
The reason Kevin McHale has been a tough matchup for everybody in the playoffs is because he's got that size and he's got the strength to maintain the position for the rebounds in close to the basket. He's 6'11".
Lakers had it cut to 7. It's 9 right now. 5:19 to go in the second period. Michael Cooper going for 3 points. If you can make a basket beyond that white line, circling beyond the foul line, it is a 3-point play. Larry Bird gets the ball away from Rambis. who gives him the shot, and Bird takes it. Celtics' biggest lead was 13. They're up by 11. Johnson. Kurt Rambis. Well, the Lakers have had several great opportunities inside for layups, and they haven't converted them. And here's Dennis Johnson. And Pat Riley wants a timeout. 6 straight points, and right now, to find out what's coming up at the half, let's go to Brent Musburger. Brent?
Dick, we're writing a new chapter, of course, in these great games between the Celtics and the Lakers. But I thought I'd like to take you back tonight at the half and talk to a man who started it out. The great Bob Cousy will be along. He, of course, played on 6 championships here in Boston. And also, we will have a look at the godfather of the NBA. That is Red Auerbach. And Kevin Lockery will be with me. He'll analyze what's gone on here in the first half. Time for action now. Let's go back to Dick and Tommy.
Thank you very much, Brent. It'll be Lakers ball with 4:22 to go in the first half. The Celtics, with 6 points in a row, have matched their biggest lead of the game, 13. Worthy loses it to Dennis Johnson. Magic is back on defense, and Johnson loses the ball, turns it over. You know, people call him Magic Johnson without knowing exactly why it was Magic, but it was actually his coach in high school that pinned it on him, and it stuck. And that so often happens with players when they're youngsters.
A lot of people thought he had a wand. He did such magical things.
He does now. 7 on the shot clock. Kareem. Worthy gets the offensive rebound and gets the points. James Worthy, whose last postseason play was 2 years ago when he was the MVP as North Carolina won the national championship, beating Georgetown.
LA felt that if he had been with them last season, they would have beaten the Sixers.
He was with them until the playoffs when he had the broken leg. 3:35 to go in the period. Magic. Johnson on the other side. Dennis Johnson hits over James Worthy. Dennis Johnson with 4 points. Bird with 13 leads Boston. Magic Johnson with 14 leads the Lakers. Here's Kareem having a little trouble with the skyhook tonight. Dennis Johnson. Nearly a steal by Cooper. And here's Bird. Blocked by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He had all ball on Larry Bird going up. And on the 3-on-2 break, defense on the other end by Dennis Johnson. Dennis Johnson stopped the Laker break inside. 2 terrific defensive gems under the basket at both sides. But Worthy muscles his way in. Do these players want to slow up this pace?
I think some of the Lakers are getting a little tired right now.
Haynes fires it up. I think the Celtics may be a little too. They may be a little fatigued. Not Magic Johnson, not Worthy. Basket good and a foul. And the Lakers have come back. They've cut the Celtic lead to 9, and one of the big reasons is that man, number 42, James Worthy.
You're probably more right than I was on who's getting tired, because here comes the Lakers, and not too many of the white shirts back there. They put the heat on the defense of the Celtics with their super fast forward, James Worthy.